Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai. To expose some trick of the mind. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit from the conversations we've had over the last couple of days. And the content of the conversation is somewhat like this. Father, if I let go of all notions, then without having any notion, will I continue to be a student? Without having any notion, can I continue to be a good wife? Without having any notion? And of course, the answer is all things are completely possible in consciousness. So there is no reason why consciousness cannot enact the role of being a good student, a good wife. If that is how consciousness wants to play. But notice the subtle trickery from the mind. Where it says, I'm letting go of all notions. But what I'm saying is actually I'm letting go of all notions except the notion of this question. Will I be this way or not? That is still a notion. So then I was saying that how Guruji talks about this fear that would come to him as he was coming to the recognition of his reality. This fear, these notions would come to him. But you'll just become like a beggar on the streets. You'll become the hunchback like Quasimodo and you'll be begging on the street. This kind of notion will still be there. So, and he talks about how these were let go of. So, when I'm talking about the checker guy being very, very subtle, yes, I'm not going to be attached to the doing of any of that. You see, I'm still going to keep one eye on you, okay, and just check whether how it is going. And that is how this manifestation of the mind, the role of the mind in the form of not posing so much as the doer so much as now the checker. So now that I'm letting go of notions, how is it going to happen for me, or what is happening to me? But these are also notions. One time I remember I was speaking to someone in the Sangha on the Zoom or the Hangout, and she said, Ananta, I've been a psychotherapist for 15 years and I'm afraid to let go because I fear that I won't be on time, and I've never missed an appointment in 15 years. I'm so good, I'm so diligent, and so good at keeping up with what my patients need and want from me. But I'm afraid of letting go. So I told her that the fear is that if you let go, then God cannot run this life. He's just going to make a mess of it. So you know what she said the next day? She said, I'm very upset with you. Because I let go of everything. And for the first time in 15 years, I was late to an appointment, or I forgot about it. So God did make a mess of it. Okay? So this is what I mean by the checker guy. You presumably let go of all notions. You're still checking on how God is doing. You see? We let go, we've surrendered all the doing, but we still presume the experiencership to be ours. And this is what I usually call half surrender. You surrendered the doership, but we surrendered it under the conditions. See, like we've been hearing in Satsang last few weeks that I trust you, Guru, Sadguru, I trust you. But make sure it goes my way. The words are not like this, but the feeling, the intent behind the surrender seems to be like this. Notionlessly actually means to just be in the simple, effortless knowing of your existence, effortlessly aware of I am, without any translation, interpretation, or judgment. That is why actually it is enough to say, don't go with any interpretation or judgment, because the first part is effortless. To be with also is not true because you are that. So just to be that simple awareness, which is aware even of your own existence, is what is just undeniable and unavoidable. It just is that way. It is only our belief in concepts, only our identification with ideas, which makes it feel like there is some, makes it seem like there is some separation that has happened. And notice the tricks of the mind will change. For many of you, they are changing. Going from what do I have to do, what do I desire, to now that I've given up, I have let go of these ideas about myself. How am I doing? How is God treating me? But these are also notions. Even ideas about am I able to remain notionless is a notion. How notionless have I been yesterday? You don't need that answer. You don't need that question. Because what is now is independent of yesterday. Yesterday came and went in this now. This now remains untouched by it. So all crutches are getting thrown away now. It's like Guruji's beautiful video where he says you need no stick. Like he actually stood up in the middle of satsang and he's like, you come to me pretending as if you need these sticks. I'm going to kick that stick. I'm going to kick. You remember this one? Look it up. Say Muji no stick on YouTube. It's a very nice one. I recommend everyone should. It's very alive and very animated and yet so beautiful, beautifully pointing to this very same thing. You need no crutches, no idea, no notion. And you definitely don't need your report card. You're just troubling yourself with these reports about yourself. This natural, effortless awareness is just here. It needs no stick. It needs no crutches. But naturally aware of this being, this light of this world. And that is why I am a strange one. Because I give you the greatest gift. I give you the greatest gift. But funnily, when you get that gift, you'll say, but I always had this. This is my gift. Just to see what you always had. What you always were, actually. And you always will be. And soon enough, what will seem more challenging is to try and pose as if you are not that. For many of you already, it is starting to happen like this. You see, because many of you, many times you feel like today I have to come up and speak to Father about something. Then you come up, and I can see the effort you're having to make to pick up all that idea that you wanted to discuss because automatically it is gone naturally for you. So you're recognizing the naturalness of this. You're recognizing how much energy has gone in the play of individuality. It's like the full 7 course meal has been there on your dining table, but you are caught up in a dream that the microwave is not coming on. So how will you cook? Anna says, ha ha ha, yes, Father, true. When I come to see you, I forget everything and look blank. Thank you for this wonderful blank. I was half jokingly, I was saying to Mira yesterday that this is a big blessing for me also. They were saying, in Satsang I'm like this, but outside Satsang I'm very difficult to manage and handle. Thank you, Guruji. Because I get to see you only in Satsang. So not only is it is a gift for you, it is a gift for me also. It's just a joke. I might get to see the outside one in a minute. Imagine if you're all actually able to bring in everything that you carry outside satsang into satsang. It would be quite a satsang for me also. So all the notions that you can have are about how to fix this non-existent microwave in which you will cook your dinner. But your dinner is already prepared and it's Michelin star, okay? It's best. As I was saying the other day, what you're finding is that, or what I'm telling you is that you are the Lord of this universe. Every ray of light, every stream of sound, everything that appears here, every blade of grass is in service to you. And usually what I hear in response is, but how will I feed my cat? So I keep telling you, I'm like now forcing it, saying it's good news. The good news I have for you is this. I know actually what the trouble also is that the non-existent ego, that one wants to become the king of the universe. The non-existent can never be. The only existent one is already that. So like the prodigal son, we struggle to become as great as the father. But when we meet the father, we realize that we are the father. What a funny thing. Such a struggle to make something that has no tangible existence into something great. And yet all of the while being in denial of what already is. No wonder this is called Maya, the great divine illusion. Aparna says, wherever we meet you, there we have satsang. So there is actually no act. So there is no actual outside. We are always on safe mode in your presence, Father. Thank you for your beautiful presence and love. So welcome. So although this is not something to do, but if it feels like it, you can. stay as the simple awareness of your very existence, unjudgingly, without any interpretation. And you know what that translates to in simple words? Just remain as that simple awareness of your very existence, unjudgingly and without interpretation. It just simply means don't believe your next thought. But the first one sounds better. It sounds grander. Risha says, my daughter is sick again with high fever, Father. Could you bless her, please? Yeah, something I missed. Adrian said, Father, how should we be in situations which provoke aversion? For example, I don't like bars and cigarette smoke. How should we be in situations which provoke aversion? For example, I don't like bars and cigarette smoke. That's the beauty of what I'm saying. We are not talking about the appearance of or the disappearance, the renouncing or the picking up of any phenomena at all. We're just talking about not picking up the limited notion of me. And no appearance is capable enough to make us believe in our limitation. It is only our thoughts, only our interpretation. As we become neutral to our mind, as we become open to allow these thoughts to come and go, then naturally, how this outer shell, this coconut as I call it, could flow is to stay away from cigarette smoke and bars. I know some of you want to hear that or not, or not. So you don't, just like you don't have to, what is it that Ashtavakra said? I am the one solitary witness of all there is. I'm paraphrasing. Forever untouched by all appearances. What is there for me to accept or renounce? Now this doesn't sound helpful at all to the mind because it only understands opposites. Should I do this or not do this? Should I have a desire for it or an aversion for it? But neutrality, and the neutrality which I'm speaking of is just a conceptual neutrality, not taking a conceptual position about anything. Outwardly, it might seem like the play of references is happening. But inwardly, there is just silence. Helen says, Father, I can't get past the grief. It is constantly there. Please help. Actually, you don't have to get past the grief. You have to get past the notion that you have to get past the grief. The grief is there. And it will remain in consciousness only as long as it is your will. It is the will of consciousness for it to be. Nothing can force consciousness into experiencing anything at all. Like the sages have said, not one blade of grass can move without the will of consciousness. So as you lose the notion that I have to get past the grief, you will discover your own spaciousness in which grief is just another appearance. That same space in which there is grief, there is also this voice which is heard. Is it the voice of your presence, the voice of your intuition is also there. It might seem to come from the outer form of the Guru, or it might be heard within yourself, but it's all in the same space. This, where the grief is also where all appearances are. You don't have to go past any of this. Allow all of this to come and go as is the will of consciousness. Because what happens usually in the play of consciousness is that as you keep saying, I have to get over this, I shouldn't have this anymore, I'm done with this, when will this go? All of this actually can play a part in keeping that activated or keeping that central to your attention. Okay, grief is there. Am I also there or no? So if you feel that there's a simple space to check on this, then you'll find that as the substratum of the grief itself, that substratum, that presence, that divinity can never leave you. It always has been. For this presence, this divinity, nothing is in opposition to it. It is not resisting anything at all. Everything is a child of it. Nothing exists without it. And this it is your very presence, your very existence. You say grief is continually there. I'm so tired. The awareness is small. It can feel like this, I know this. When there is strong grief, I know it can feel like this, but this is never true. Even when you say grief is continually there, what you're saying is that I'm just continually aware of my grief. Without your awareness, without you being aware, nothing can be. So everything, the mind makes it sound like it is upside down. Because you are aware, there can be some content which is perceived. You are aware of perception. Not even grief can exist without the play of this attention, which leads to what we call perception and your awareness of this perception. You don't have to go past any of this. Allow all of this to come and go as is the will of consciousness. Because what happens usually in the play of consciousness is that as you keep saying, I have to get over this, I shouldn't have this anymore, I'm done with this, when will this go? All of this actually can play a part in keeping that activated or keeping that central to your attention. Okay, grief is there. Am I also there or no? So if you feel that there's a simple space to check on this, then you'll find that as the substratum of the grief itself, that substratum, that presence, that divinity can never leave you. It always has been. For this presence, this divinity, nothing is in opposition to it. It is not resisting anything at all. Everything is a child of it. Nothing exists without it. And this it is your very presence, your very existence. You say grief is continually there. I'm so tired. The awareness is small. It can feel like this, I know this. When there is strong grief, I know it can feel like this, but this is never true. Even when you say grief is continually there, what you're saying is that I'm just continually aware of my grief. Without your awareness, without you being aware, nothing can be. So everything, the mind makes it sound like it is upside down. Because you are aware, there can be some content which is perceived. You are aware of perception. Not even grief can exist without the play of this attention, which leads to what we call perception, and your awareness of this perception. When you check where is this grief, you will see that it is inside you. And then if I ask you, so where is this voice being heard? You will say also inside me. All perceptions, all sensations are within you. This you, which contains all of this, is just an aspect of you. You are the content of it, you are the space of it, you are the perception of it, and And you are that which is aware of even this perception. It is only an idea about yourself which is engulfed by grief. And if it's not getting clear for you where you are, then you come for a few days to Bangalore. Anna says, it's holiday season here. Happy Lunar New Year, Ananta-ji and Sangha. Oh, same to you, my dear. Thank you so much. Is this what they also call Chinese New Year? Is it Chinese New Year? Best wishes of this auspicious season to you. I hear in China they have, I don't know where you are based, but I heard in China they have 1 week holiday for Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year. Please give your blessing so surrender happens actually. May you recognize effortlessly that the one who seems to make effort is never real. Then you will see that everything has just been the natural functioning of consciousness itself. Yes, it's Chinese New Year. Thank you, Ananta-ji, for everything. So welcome, my dear. Thank you, Mara, my dear. Did you get the message that I was missing you? I was asking yesterday, where is Murad? I don't see him in the satsang. Oh, good. Love you too, my dear. Very good. Very good. I see Anandi's name is Air. I like it, right? This is Anandi, Russian Anandi. The name she's put is Air. This is very good. Just be like Air. Oh, air is not resisting anything. This is very good. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadhguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
That's a long time since we did that. So I'm saying no. Where is Jyotima? She's supposed to be here. She's writing in the chat. Is she in the room? Traveling.